She opened her hands, and from the light which came forth and penetrated the middle of the earth, we saw hell and the damned souls. They appeared as burning pieces of charcoal, floating about like sparks in a fire, and tortured by hideous demons in the shapes of unknown and terrible animals. From within these damned souls issued flame and great clouds of smoke. Then Our Lady said, "You have seen hell, where the souls of poor sinners go. To save them, God wishes to establish in the world devotion to my Immaculate Heart." Oh, my dear friends, consider this now. Lucy, again, 10 years of age. Francisco, 9. And Jacinta, 7. And the Blessed Virgin Mary shows them the full reality of hell. Well, my dear friends, if that is the case, then Our Lady meant to tell the whole world what will happen to poor sinners who die unrepentant. It is a message, a very strong message. The little Jacinta, 7 years of age, would later sit on a rock and she would shudder. She would shiver and shudder, and she would say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for the souls who go to hell and burn down there like sparks in huge fires." And then she would kneel down and pray that beautiful prayer that the angel had taught her. My dear friends, these are no small little apparitions. Now, together, immediately thereafter, this is what happens. Our Lady says to the children, "To prevent this, I shall come to ask for the consecration of Russia to my Immaculate Heart, and the communion of reparation on the first Saturdays. If my requests are heeded, Russia will be converted, and there shall be peace. If not, she shall spread her errors throughout the world, causing wars and persecution of the Church. The good will be betrayed, and the Holy Father will have much to suffer. Various nations will be annihilated, but in the end, my Immaculate Heart will triumph." Now, my dear friends, here's a stunning thing. Did you notice the date? 1917. It was exactly at this moment that, how many? 9,000 miles across to Moscow, Russia, Lenin began the Communist Revolution. Exactly the same time, 1917. Our Lady speaks to 3 little children about what's happening in Moscow. Not only 3 little children, believe you me, there was no internet and cell phones at those days. Even the people did not know what was happening in Moscow at this very moment. But what's more stunning is this, that Lucy tells us that she did not know that Russia was a country. She thought that the Blessed Virgin Mary was speaking about a woman by the name of Russia. She did not know the existence of Russia. I remind you again, these were 3 little shepherd children not knowing much. Russia will spread her errors throughout the world. But note also, my dear friends, Our Lady does not say Russia will spread communism throughout the world. She says Russia will spread her errors throughout the world. Communism is only one of the many errors of Russia. What is the main error of Russia, if we may use the word Russia therefore, because it stemmed from there in the sense of a physical, geographical start, and that is the declaration of the rights of man, the deification of man, man making himself out to be God, taking the place of God. Man deciding that he's free to decide what he wants, how he wants, when he wants, if he wants to believe, if he does not want to believe, if he wants to obey, or if he does not want to obey. This, my dear friends, is the capital error of Russia, which we are suffering of today. Right here in Philippines, in Africa, in Europe, everywhere. The rights of man, the declaration that the man has freedom to believe whatever he wants. The only one who's not free is God himself. Yeah. But now, my dear friends, there follows after this these words. The Holy Father will consecrate Russia to me, and she will be converted, and a period of peace will be given to the world. In Portugal, the dogma of faith will always be preserved. Point, 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 point. Here follows what is commonly called the third secret of Fatima. And today, 2017, 2019, 100 years later, the third secret of Fatima has still not been revealed. Has still not been revealed. And yet Our Lady said, and that's another passage, that to Lucy, that the third secret should be revealed before 1960. That was not revealed. We'll speak about that in a moment. So this was then what we call the third apparition. Very important apparition, the apparition of hell, and the warning regarding Russia. Along comes August 13th, but lo and behold, the children are not there. What happened? The mayor of the city, ORM, was a Freemason, and he was hotly against the apparitions, because now it began to draw more and more and more thousands of people to come, and he decided to take these three little children and imprison them. He imprisoned them with terrible threats for three little children, saying that if you don't tell me what the lady said, I'm going to burn you in oil. The little children, of course, were dead scared, but they would not believe. And they were ready to die for our Lord Jesus Christ. Three little children. And finally, of course, when the mayor saw that he could do nothing, he let them go. And so Our Lady appeared not on the 13th of August, but on the 19th of August. 19th of August. This time she says to them, pray, pray very much, and make sacrifices for sinners. For many souls go to hell because they have no one to make sacrifices and pray for them. Many souls go to hell because they have no one to pray and make sacrifices for them. You see, every time the Blessed Virgin Mary is requesting of us prayer and sacrifices for the conversion souls. Every time. It is stunning. On the fifth apparition of Our Lady, I will simply, to cut down on time, I will simply say this, that here in September, 13th September, she promises to the three children that on the 13th of October, she will do a great miracle for all to see. For all to see. And of course, when that was noised abroad, very many people, an estimation of 70,000 people came to Fatima on the 13th of October. The story goes this way, that in the morning when they came there, it was raining. And a little bit like the Philippines, when it rains, everything's mud. And you were walking in mud, okay? And the people were walking in mud to the site of the apparition. Remember, there was no roads at that time. Not there. There were no roads. This was sheep grazing fields, like the rice fields, if you like. They had umbrellas, but of course that did not help any much because it was raining and raining and raining the whole day, the whole morning, the whole night before. And so there they were standing. We have photos of the 70,000 people standing in the rain, waiting for this apparition to take place. And indeed, Our Lady appeared to the children. The people did not see this, but immediately the rain stopped, the clouds dispersed, they all became dry immediately, and in the sight of all, the sun began to dance. They call it the dancing of the sun. Some said that the sun was dancing. Some said that the sun was shooting from one side to the other side. Some said the sun seemed to want to fall upon the earth. 70,000 people saw this. Can 70,000 people be lying to you? Well, my dear friends, what is interesting is that the village close by Fatima, which was about 5 miles from Fatima, the people there saw the same thing. And those people did not come to Fatima because they did not believe. Another point is that there were many who came to on the 13th of October because they were curious. They did not believe at all. In fact, there were a few atheists, or we have many testimonies of atheists who said, we just came to see how ridiculous this was, how stupid these people are. And they themselves also saw the dancing of the sun. A stupendous and immense, incredible apparition. What did Our Lady in the meantime say to the children? This time she did not say, I am of heaven. She said, I am the Lady of the Rosary. I am the Lady of the Rosary. And this is this moment that she insists with the children that they pray the Rosary, that they often pray the Rosary for the conversion of poor sinners. While the people were seeing the sun dancing in the sky, Our Lady came, this time Our Lady of the Rosary, and then came Saint Joseph and the child Jesus. She had said, by the way, in September, that Saint Joseph and the child Jesus will come to bless the world, to bless the earth. And this is exactly what took place. And while they were looking at Our Lady standing with Saint Joseph and the Blessed Virgin Mary, Our Lady changed her appearance 3 times. She came as Our Lady of the Rosary, then she showed herself to be Our Lady of Sorrows, and then she showed herself to be Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Why these 3? Why changing her appearance to the children? I think it follows simply that what she has always requested of us. Number 1, to pray the Rosary. She comes as Our Lady of Sorrows because of all the titles of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the many titles of the Blessed Virgin Mary, that Our Lady of Sorrows is the most important title, because it is where she takes the most important act. She stands at the foot of the cross, and she is co-redemptrix of the world. And that's why I say the title Our Lady of Sorrows, standing at the foot of the cross, is one of the most important, most beautiful titles of the Blessed Virgin Mary, reminding us that our salvation comes from the cross. And then she changes into Our Lady of Mount Carmel. For many apparitions from 15 from the end of the day, she appeared to Simon Stock and recommended the children or people to wear the holy scapula, the scapula of the Blessed Virgin Mary, by which she would protect us from eternal damnation. And so Our Lady appearing there as Our Lady of Mount Carmel, she asserts again what she had already requested so many times. This was on the 13th of October. And this was the last apparition in Fatima. Now, two more apparitions took place, but this time much later. Jacinta and Francisco already passed away, died, and Lucy joined the Dorothean sisters. And she was in Pontevedra, which is north of Portugal, and this was on the 1925. 1925. What was the date? The 10th of December 1925. This time, Our Lady called the secret of Fatima because it was given by Our Lady to Lucy in the great secret, only to be revealed later. So here she asks of Lucy to write down the third secret. Actually, I'm saying not accurately. The bishop had asked Lucy to write down the third secret, and Lucy hesitated. She did not know if Our Lady really wanted her to write down the third secret. And so on the 10th of December 1925, the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared to Lucy and gave her consent, saying, yes, write down the third secret. The third secret was written down by Lucy and given to the bishop. Now, I said to you that even today we still do not know what is the third secret. Of course, we can have a pretty good idea of what is in the third secret. And that pretty good idea is the general apostasy of the church. The general apostasy of the church. It was written in a small piece of paper about this size, the A5. We know that from the testimony of the bishop. The bishop did not read it himself, but he received a little paper from Lucy and put it in an envelope. It stayed in the Archdiocese of Lisbon for quite some time, until it was, if I'm not mistaken, Pope Pius XI who asked it to be brought to Rome. And there you have Pope Pius XII reading it, Pope John the 23rd reading it, Cardinal Ratzinger, who would later become Pope Benedict XVI, who read it, and two others, I can't remember their names, who read it. And all of them, without saying what was contained in the third secret, all of them said that it concerns the apostasy of the church. Now, my dear friends, the last apparition that Our Lady appears to Lucy is on the 13th of June 1929. If ever you have a chance to go to St. Bernard Novitiate, to the Church of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and you look at the main altar, you will see the complete vision of Our Lady to Lucy in 1929. There, she saw our Lord crucified. She saw the chalice on his right hand side collecting the blood flowing from his side. She saw the Father on top with the dove, the Holy Ghost, and Our Lady standing on his right side. On the left side came down the letters Misericordia. Gratia et Misericordia, grace and mercy. Now it was this moment that Our Lady said this. The moment has come when God asked the Holy Father to make the union with all the bishops of the world, the consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart, promising to save it by this means. So numerous are the souls which the justice of God condemns for sins committed against me, that I come to ask for reparation. Sacrifice yourself for the intention and pray. Here, Lucy explains that the reparation to the Immaculate Heart will consist in the devotion the first 5 Saturdays to go to confession to go to Holy Communion, to Holy Mass on the first Saturday of every month, and to meditate for 15 minutes on the mystery, on any mystery of the Rosary. This she requested for the conversion of poor sinners. Now, dear friends, in the beginning I said to you that I think that this event of Fatima is perhaps the most important event of the last 100 years. Perhaps even not much known, and yet it has an immense effect upon us. The third secret, the devotion to the Immaculate Heart, and the sorrowful state of the world today. Souls going to hell by the thousands, by the hundreds of thousands, because they have no one to sacrifice for them, no one to pray for them. No one. And so, my dear friends, although I can still speak much about Fatima, I will simply request of you, or ask you to follow the requests of the Blessed Virgin Mary, to pray the Rosary every day. To pray the Rosary every day, to make little sacrifices. And as Lucy had asked, how shall we do the sacrifices? To offer everything that God sends to you as a little sacrifice, without complaining, without wanting to be healed, etc. To offer that up for the poor souls, for there are many, many souls who go to hell, and there's no one to pray for them. Now, my dear friends, I'm not a salesman, okay? I have here a few booklets, if you wish, on Fatima. I have here a few booklets on how to pray the Rosary. You may take, if you want to give a donation for them, that's fine. I'm not asking for anything. There's a few rosaries, handmade rosaries by the brothers, but they call the bracelet rosary. Okay? It's over to you, as you wish. So, my dear friends, thank you very much for allowing me to talk to you about Fatima. And I think the best way that you can show your gratitude to me for having spoken to you is that you pray the Rosary. You have a question, yeah?
About apostasy, Father.
About apostasy, yeah?
Let us give a specific example. What is really the sin of apostasy?
Okay, well, a very good question. What is the sin of apostasy? When you are born Catholic, when you live a Catholic and you leave the Catholic Church to go to Islam Cristo, to go to a Payan, to go become a Muslim, to become anything else is apostasy. And it is a terrible sin. It is a sin against the faith, directly against the first commandment. So let us remain Catholic.
One true religion, one and only, is the Roman Catholic.
There is one and true religion, and that is the Holy Catholic Church. Our Lord Jesus Christ said, no one comes to the Father except through me. If you say you can go to by Muhammad or by Buddha or something, you're simply saying that our Lord is a liar. You're simply saying that our Lord Jesus Christ is a liar. Because our Lord clearly said, no one comes to the Father except through me. And He established a church. Upon this church I will build my rock, not 10 churches. One church, the Holy Roman Catholic Church.